Hi guys, it's David here. Today we're gonna have another video that talks about the importance of making a survey as a part of a business plan to understand more of our targeted customers. And we made for you, me and Baruch is not here today, but we made a set of questionnaire so you can go, and when you decide that you want to go and find out how successful your business is going to be, one of the tools is to make a survey. So we set up a few questions for you. So and I'm going to talk on each one of them, why it's so important to have those questions when you want to have a group. So if we take the nutrition subject as an example, the idea is in a nutrition subject, we want to give to each customer the feeling that it's made for him, like a suit. So today in the whole world there is some kind of a pitch or a marketing thinking that the best way to have customers is to give them the feeling that you are doing the best you can for them to feel important, to feel that when they buy something from you, it's made for them and just for them. So the survey is we have 11 questions that the best way to do it is to just put it on a paper, print like 50 of them, and just go and to ask people around your neighborhood or a targeted group, just to understand, are they going to buy, how much, what do they really need? And by doing that, you will not lose money or time by having a business and then wait for the customers. The whole idea that we want to teach you is to do the homework before you start anything. That's one of the basic things in life. First, you need to make sure that when you go into some place and you want to start a business, I'm not saying 100%, but at least that you will have more or less the idea how hard it's going to be to sell your products and how hard or not hard to show the integrity that we've been talking about in the triangle success points, which is knowledge, self-confidence, and integrity. So we're trying to reach integrity. By doing that, we want to have some knowledge about the potential customers we're going to have. So let's start with the first one. So we make a list on paper that have 11 questions. That the first one is name and age. It's very important to have name and age. The reason is that when you meet somebody, the first thing that they own is their name. And if they give you their name, that's the first step for you to go inside their heart or inside their mind, and you can start talk about what you want to talk. So name and age. The age is very important for you because you could, after you interviewed as many as you can, at least 100 people, you will see which age will be interested in what you want to sell. So the first one is name and age. The second one is how many years or time, months, or whatever it is, they working in that sector. So in the previous videos we made, me and Baruch, Dr. Baruch, we were talking about that if we take the transportation sector as an example, to buy nutrition supplements and more health components to their diet to make sure that they'll be healthy and it won't cost so much, and also they will feel less tired, less hungry, less angry, and they'll have an experience at work that won't be so hard, because most of the people that working in the transportation sector, they work long hours. So the second question we want to ask them is how many years you've been working in that particular job. So if they are truck drivers, or they are taxi drivers, or they are just drivers for different organizations, the one of the most important question is how much time you've been working in that job. By understanding how many years or how much time, if it's months or days, or we could, from the beginning, we could understand what's the capacity of their tiredness or their frustration or lack of nutrition food, or all those things. The third one is how many hours a day he or she work, and that's really important question, because if they work 8 hours a day, that means they sitting at least 7. So if we think about it, there is a person that drives people around or merchandise around, and he sits for 7 hours, but it's not sitting and relaxing. It's sitting and driving. That means they got a lot of stress, traffic, all those crazy things that drivers go through on a daily basis. Nobody notice, because we take a taxi, we take them for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour or 5 minutes, but we don't know that they've been working already for 7 hours. So everything combined together, you find somebody's that he didn't eat right, he didn't sleep right, and the result could be disastrous. So the fourth question is how many hours he sleeps in a continuing sleeping. That means the hours that he sleeps in a very not in like sleepy. If he sleeps for 5 hours, that's good. But if he sleeps for 5 hours along 24 hours, which is 1 hour here, 15 minutes there, half an hour there, that means he didn't sleep. Because our body needs at least 5 hours or 6 hours in a continuing sleeping. And if we don't have that, the body don't recognize half an hour here, 2 hours there as sleep. And the question number 5 is how many times a day he eats and for how long. That's also one of the important questions that we wanted to put on the questionnaire, because it's very important to understand what does he eat, because we want to understand how his diet looks like, and we want to know how long is his meal or her meal. So if he gets a sandwich and eats it when he's driving, that means he eats just to feel full. It doesn't sit down, the body don't relax, is eating it out of stress. So think about it. If we can think about it, somebody's driving, he need to watch the traffic, he need to watch his speed, he need to watch his gas tank meter, and he need to watch the customers to make sure that they are safe. So along all that is eating. So we know that even the body cannot recognize this food as something relaxing, something that gives us the right nutrition, because when we sitting down and we driving and we have that stress, we're focusing on the road and we're not focusing on digesting. So it's some kind of a mechanic action, if you may, that the driver, it's not natural for our body to do that. For thousands of years we were sitting down either on a chair or on a floor and we were eating, and it was a relaxing time. So we want to know how many times a day he eats and how long he eats it. The sixth question is, what does he eat as far as the ingredients of his breakfast, lunch, and dinner? That gives us also a big indication to understand what he's missing, what's his body missing. So by doing that, we will have more productive conversation after we could understand that. Number 7 is how much water he drinks every day. That's also going to give us a lot of indication to understand how thirsty his body is. Sometimes we don't feel thirsty and we mistakenly feel hungry, and that will give us that the body is so confused of basically fasting because nothing is regular. So the body will give the signal of being thirsty, but we will recognize as I'm hungry. And that's a big indication to understand how much nutrition this body needs. Number 8, does he suffer from headaches? That's give us also a lot of indication, because if somebody suffers from headache, most likely it's either from lack of sleeping, lack of eating, or lack of drinking. So this indication will also give us the understanding what is the condition of his body or her body. Number 9 is, does he or she suffer from lack of sleep? Or they sleep irregularly. That means they don't have a continuing 5 hours like we spoke before. That will give us also indication that the body doesn't have the right nutrition, so is signaling to us that I need something. We don't know what it is. That's why a lot of people suffer from lack of sleeping. Either they worry or it's not comfortable where they're sleeping, or many other things. But basically it's our body signaling I need something. So we need to have that indication, so in the future when we want to approach this person back and say we have a solution for you, we have that indication. The next one, which is question number 10, is, does he suffer from backache, from neck, or all the other joints? And the reason for it, and because we want to have an indication how disturbing his job to his body. So if we talked about somebody sitting for 7 hours, and it's intense 7 hours, it's not just laying down watching TV, he's driving or she's driving, that means all the chaos around them, they need to always focus and focus and focus. So that gives a lot of tension in our body, and that will, again, the body will signal, I'm missing something. There's something is missing. So we need to understand the body. Does he suffer from digestion? Does he suffer from constipation? All those questions give us the like a broad indication to understand what type of body is in front of us and how much help does he need. I hope this video will give you a little bit of homework. I hope the people that watching, the students that watching, gonna do that homework just to get an indication, just to start more or less to understand the customers or the sector that you want to work with. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching another episode of the BeGenesis podcast.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
And don't forget to turn on your post notifications.